Okay, good afternoon, everyone, one and all. I'm proud to be joined by Senators Murray, Whitehouse, and Carper. Now, we had a great lunch, and we covered an array of topics about what's shaping up to be an exciting week, and we're all excited about the President's budget and the contrast it will show with Republicans. But first on Fox News. Now, I have to address this because it's been weighing on me, and it intensified after seeing Tucker Carlson last night. Last night, Fox News, with Speaker McCarthy as a willing, capable, and powerful accomplice, aired one of the most shameful hours we have ever seen in the entire history of cable television. Tucker Carlson is a propagandist publicly pretending to be a newsman. We know that Fox News knows, that Rupert Murdoch knows, and that he knows that they're liars, that they're propagandists, that they're destroying America for some kind of monetary or other advantage. We've heard in federal court that he's paid by Fox News, that Rupert Murdoch specifically has asked them to promote a particular point of view, regardless of the facts. This man didn't just embrace the big lie. He was one of the loudest voices perpetuating it. Chief cook and bottle washer of the big lie after Donald Trump. All the while knowing it was a big lie. What has happened to any standards of honor, of honesty, of decency in America when this happens? With that contempt for facts and knowing full well that he was lying to America, Tucker Carlson ran a lengthy segment last night arguing the January 6th Capitol attack was not a violent insurrection, an attempt to rewrite history and erode the very foundation of our precious and sometimes fragile democracy. So yes, this morning I am furious. Millions of Americans are furious. I was here on January 6th. Many of you saw the footage as I ran for my life, coming within a few feet of these criminals on that day. My staff was here. Most of you were here. I don't think I've ever seen a primetime cable news anchor manipulate his viewers the way Carlson did last night. I don't think I've ever seen an anchor treat the American people and American democracy with such complete disdain. And Speaker McCarthy's decision to share security footage with Fox, it looked like a mistake from the very beginning, but now it looks like a catastrophic disaster. It's all the more shameful because Speaker McCarthy knows damn well what kind of customer Mr. Carlson is. McCarthy's not at all surprised about this outcome, and he probably even feels no remorse. Even more shameful. Remember, this is the same man whose own lawyers admitted in federal court that he should not be taken seriously, saying Carlson's statements cannot reasonably be interpreted as facts. This man, this certified liar, was giving unyielding and dangerous power to one of our nation's darkest days by Rupert Murdoch and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Astonishing. Last night was a low point for Fox News. It was a low point for Rupert Murdoch. It was a low point for Speaker McCarthy, and devastating for our democracy. And yet these lies continue tonight. Rupert Murdoch, who has admitted they were lies and said he regretted it, has a special obligation to stop Tucker Carlson from going on tonight now that he's seen how he has perverted and slimed the truth, and from letting him go on again and again and again. Not because their views deserve such opprobrium, but because our democracy depends on it. A couple more quick issues. This week, Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw will come before the Senate to testify in front of the EPW committee regarding one of the worst derailments in our country's history. I want to know, 1, why Norfolk Southern spent years pushing the federal government to roll back safety regulations. 2, why they laid off thousands of workers while reporting $3 billion in profits last year. 3, and why they launched a $10 billion stock buyback program last year rather than upgrading safety equipment. Though I will let Senator Carper talk more about this during the hearing, I would be remiss not to mention the years of rollbacks Republicans have made at the behest of industry and corporate greed. The list is a long one. From rolling back inspection regulations, brake maintenance, attempting to deregulate train crew size, and nullifying a rule that would have implemented vital safety programs. Republicans have pushed efforts to promote self-regulation, leaving safety up to the whims of free markets and profit-hungry railroad executives, allowing more hazardous material without proper oversight across the U.S., and encouraging automation of track inspection at the expense of safety. We need answers, we need change, and we're not going to stop. And finally, on the budget, lastly, this week we're expecting President's budget to lay out his plan to invest in America, lower costs for families, protect and strengthen Social Security and Medicare, all the while reducing the budget. I anticipate the President's budget will address what Americans care most about: extending Medicare's solvency by 25 years, beyond 2050 without costing a penny in benefits. That is great. Americans are going to love to hear that. Reducing out-of-pocket costs for prescription drugs and mental health care for seniors. Lowering the deficit by $2 trillion and doing it by making the billionaires and big corporations pay their fair share. We continue to wait and wait and wait for Speaker McCarthy's plan on debt ceiling. We'll be showing our plan not only to cut the deficit, but to continue to deliver to the American people. Senator Murray.